10 starts now.
Good evening. The divisive House of Representatives has passed President Trump's Megabill. A group of House Republicans held out overnight and agreed to move the president's agenda forward for a full vote. Michael Yoshida explains the multi-trillion-dollar bill is now on its way to the president's desk to be signed into law.
A deeply divided House passing the Senate's version of President Trump's Megabill.
Nobody said it would be easy. But you know what? We didn't come here to do easy things. We came here to do big things.
A group of hardline GOP members who had threatened to block the sweeping tax and spending cuts legislation eventually falling in line, following an intense campaign from the White House and Republican Party leaders. The president reportedly promising fiscal hardliners concerned about trillions being added to the national deficit that certain provisions for green energy tax credits would be phased out.
What those holdouts were doing was exactly what we were all doing. We are advocating for our districts.
Democrats denouncing the bill. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries speaking for hours, delaying a final vote.
I'm going to take my time and ensure that the American people fully understand how damaging this bill will be to their quality of life.
The multi-trillion-dollar legislation would unlock tax cuts and funding boosts for national security, partly paid for by the largest cut to the federal safety net in decades. Tax breaks and changes to the tax code could benefit corporate America, manufacturers, and high-income Americans, while low-income Americans could be worse off due to the bill's historic cuts to Medicaid and food stamps. A ripple effect could also hit the healthcare system, especially rural hospitals, and roughly $3.4 trillion is also projected to be added to the deficit over the next decade. In Washington, Michael Yoshida reporting.
Well, this bill has tax breaks for workers who rely on tips. News 8's Danielle Zalkowski spoke to two local restaurant owners who say this could be a positive change for servers and bartenders. Danielle.
Well, Gina, this part of the big, beautiful bill partially keeps good on Donald Trump's campaign promise to cut taxes on tips, but it comes with a limit on how much a tipped worker can avoid on taxes. The big, beautiful bill now allows tipped workers to not pay taxes on the first $25,000 they earn in tips. After that, tips and any salary they earn from their employer will be subject to standard tax rates.
It could be very beneficial to servers, bartenders, and anybody in the tipped industry.
This tax cut will only apply to federal taxes. Workers are on the hook for state and local taxes.
States like Indiana that do have state income tax, servers, and anybody that's tipped and has a big part of their salary being tips is still going to be responsible fully for that. So they still have to plan.
These restaurant owners think this could end up being a good thing for tipped workers' bottom line.
There are a lot of servers and bartenders that don't make a lot hourly and basically live on tips completely, and then at the end of the year have a pretty large tax bill.
And it's not just bartenders and servers seeing this change. This is across all tipped jobs.
Servers, bartenders, but also hairstylists. Some of their income is going to be tips, valet people, third-party delivery people, DoorDash, Uber, all that stuff. There's a lot of tips that go on there.
This law will be phased out in 2028 near the end of President Trump's second term, but could be extended by Congress. I'm Danielle Zolkowski for Wish TV and WishTV.com.